Alright folks, we're back in Disney Solitaire. So far we've seen they haven't used a lot of the early retention and monetization features that are common in mobile games today. This is a new game, so they are looking to predominantly focus on user acquisition. So we saw the rate us pop-ups and we saw the invite friends, and I've completed the first scene. So my daily rewards have cleared, and now the first thing I'm getting when I log in is this automatic prompt to say, hey, you've got your rewards, claim them, tap to collect. So I'll just go ahead and do that. And it looks like we have also this 1600. So now I'm confused. Where did the extra ones come from? My extra daily rewards, when I thought I was going to just collect that 1 hour bonus. All right, I guess we'll find out. Maybe there's another hidden daily reward scheme or mechanic that's behind the scenes and it's triggered. So I might have to advance to see it. So I'm going to go ahead and play. If nothing new happens, you might see me skipping ahead, but already I see something new here. So what do we have? We have new card, reveal bonus cards to add cards to your deck. So now what they're doing is they're layering in boosters or power-ups or cards, they call them cards, on the game board. And so the strategy now, if I hit play, you can see them tucked behind the cards on my board. And one other thing I'm noticing, and again, this is part of the game design, is the cards on the outside, so on the far left and far right, they're underneath the top blue cards, hidden blue cards, whereas the middle one's under the bottom cards. Ultimately, not a huge difference, but that might come into play down the line when you have to be aware of how the cards are layered so that you strategically pick the correct ones to reveal. And obviously that's the game driving you towards a certain direction, which could be good or bad for you. It really depends on the game design and how they're tweaking the difficulty of each match. So without further ado, let's play it through. So we're getting close to getting that first one. I imagine it's going to give me a card. There you go. So you can see, again, each level I'm playing introduces, almost each level I'm playing introduces a new feature, a new mechanic. How many are mechanics in this game? I guess we're going to find out. My experience playing similar puzzle card style games, there'll be a lot of them. Eventually, the real fun happens when they start to mix them all together on the board, and it becomes more and more of a strategic you versus the computer. So you can see there, it's a good thing I'm using these cards because it's actually going to help me win the match. And it was designed perfectly so that I had to play through all the cards. So those extra +3 were vital for me actually completing the match. And so what it's teaching me there is to go for those. All right, so again, another tactic here. I haven't played in a couple days, so I've come back to the game. I've played one match, and they're popping the invite friends as a reminder. So strategically in LiveOps, what you would do with this is set some kind of recurring logic for this pop-up to happen. So you don't want to be too spammy. That's a bad experience for the end user. And in this case, it made sure that I at least played one match, and then it showed me this. Where it gets complicated in LiveOps is when you have a lot of different pop-ups you want to show the user. So even right now, they could show me the invite friends, or I guess if there was a limited time offer, let's say, active, they could show me that. From the LiveOps manager perspective or a product manager's perspective, you have to decide which one do I show first and when and how often. And right now, all I have, it's easy choice because as of this moment in my progression, all I have is the invite friends is the real pop-up. So it says, okay, there's a fatigue, a wait time on it. It says wait until the player completes one match, and then at the end of their match, after they've collected their rewards, pop it up. And this will increase the amount of people sending invites. It's just math. It's the conversion rate, right? So if you show it to 100 people, maybe 5 people sending invites out, but that's still 5 more people spreading the word about your game. And then the same logic applies. If I have an offer active, let's say a first-time purchase offer, I would complete a match and it would show up once I've claimed my rewards, because that's a good moment. It's a moment, it's like a natural break, a natural intermission in my gameplay. We're going to go ahead and ignore that. And then we're going to celebrate because there it is, our first time offer, a starter pack. So every respectable game does eventually hit you with a monetization offer, a conversion offer in this case. Starter pack is your standard nomenclature, and it's usually a small price point to get you to make that purchase. It's a low barrier entry to say, okay, what, $2.99, that's, I could buy a coffee or I could buy this pack, So right there, price point, I like it, especially for a single player card game. The prices don't have to be too high. You're acquiring users probably a little bit cheaper, and ultimately you're softening the player up to spend more down the line, because just looking at this pack, you're not getting a ton of free content. It's just enough to give you a little bit of a boost. So what do I notice? I mean, one thing I noticed right off the bat is there's no timer. So there's no time pressure on this starter pack. I don't know if that means it will last forever. They've shown it to me. It doesn't mean I'm going to buy it right away, but now I know it exists, and I'm going to come back to it if I hit a wall and I need coins, I need a power up, etc. Things I like, there's a character to the right. It's Tinkerbell, and she's happy, so she's trying to help sell this pack, but not directly implicated. You have the 65% more, so great, love it. It's actually putting the more there. Not all the games do. We've even seen some in previous videos where they forget the more value, or this very simple, it seems subtle, but communicating that it's more, that you're getting more than the value you're paying. Yeah, it's just clear, it's red, it catches the eye. My eye's like, okay, I'm getting more value if I buy this pack. And they back it up with the 12,500 coins. They use commas, which I approve of. And they've even gone ahead and crossed out the 7,500 coins, which is I imagine I'd have to go back and check the store after, but I imagine that's where you're getting the 65% more in addition to these power-ups. A free ticket, I understand, gets you a free game. So normally you pay 1,000 coins for a game. So that free ticket's worth 1,000 coins. The plus card, I believe that's worth, you pay 300 for plus 5. So I'm not sure if that's the plus 5. It's a little bit confusing, but I do see 1, 2, 3, 4. It has to be the plus 5. So that's 300 coins. The undo or the redo, that one's worth like 30 coins, so not a ton. So you get 1,330 coins worth plus 5,000 coins. So in total, you're getting about 6,830 coins bonus here. And I imagine that's where they get the 65% more. It actually seems like that'd be a bit, I'd have to actually do the napkin math, but I think you get it. I think you get it. There's always a calculation in some Excel sheet that will prove this. Yeah, so pretty nice. I like the layout. It's very clear. The coins are front and center. That's really what this game is selling you, is coins. Coins lead to buying boosters during the game. It leads to actually buying your entry to games. It gives you some boosters so that you can keep experimenting with them. And it has a clear badge. It has a character there to help sell it. And it has clear branding, starter pack. And just to close it, just from an art concept, I have to always call this out because there's work put into this, and there's UX design put into this. The leaves are framing this entire offer, and it rounds the eyes to the green button to purchase. And so I love that little touch. It's eye-catching, the spots where my eyes go. Starter pack, 65% more value, $2.99, and then it starts to float around within the offer. So yeah, that's it. We finally hit our first monetization lever after level 11. So one other touch you can see on I guess my hands are backwards, over there on the far left, Tinkerbell, limited. So limited means time, like there should be a timer, but I'm not seeing the timer. So we don't know exactly how much it's limited by. It might just be branding, marketing to try and get you to make that conversion. We'll have to see if a timer does kick in at some point. If I open the store, oh, so that's curious. So the bundle's not showing up in the store. The store is strictly just for coins. And you can see for $2.99, which is the same price point, you're getting 8,000 coins. It's a bit curious that it's 7,500 crossed out. I don't know if maybe they've changed their store, or if they're A/B testing other items, but I would have expected that to say 8,000 to match what's in the store. So a bit curious, call it, from my perspective, but we'll allow it. It's close. Maybe there's some other math they've done, but it doesn't match. And for me, if I was the LiveOps manager or product manager on this, I want to make sure those numbers are the same, because there are savvy spenders out there who are going to make that comparison. Like, how come it's 500 coins less? Why? It starts to create a bit of friction that you don't want. You don't want any friction when it comes to making a purchase. So last level we had a +3 time, like, well, we had 3 +3s, and here we have the +5. So this booster in the middle of the board, which I can't tap or anything, it's there, but it seems like they have different variables for how many free cards it gives you. And you can see here the cards, how they're layered on top. There was a couple at the top and a couple at the bottom. So strategically, I am trying to clear those first. And you saw a little jiggle there, so I'm getting close to the bonus. And it wants me to spend 500 coins on a wild card so that I can complete the streak bonus and get all these rewards. So I'm going to go ahead and do it, because there was a match where I didn't do it and I paid a price. I lost the match. And so my hunch here is if I don't do this, I'm going to lose the match. The price stayed 500. That's curious. I wonder if I buy it again, if it goes up. But we're going to go ahead and claim this. And so by spending those 500 coins, what I got was the extra cards at the end of my deck, plus I got the streak bonus, which was like 1 card. So in all, I got 6 extra cards for 500 coins. We'll see if that actually helps me out in the long run. So we did hit the wild card in our deck, which is helpful. It's probably going to help us win. Maybe not. Didn't even need it. So it looks like it gave us a ×2 on our cards remaining. So you get some of your coins back by spending the coins. It doesn't look like it's an even 100% back, but it is something. Wowza. So here you have 4 of those +2 cards, but they're really layered under. It looks like I can get to them with clearing about 2 cards in each scene. Oh, there's actually 3 cards because that 9 is just touching it. That's interesting. Even the 8's touching? Wild. There are nice sound effects every time you complete your streak. So there's all these audible reinforcements of you making good progress. They just make you feel good as you're playing. It's very behind the scenes. It's very more of a subconscious play, but it is psychologically playing on your mind and giving you a little mental boost that this is fun, this is a good thing that's happened. I want to hear those sounds over and over again. So sound design is often kind of forgotten or ignored, especially if you are playing without sound. But when you do have it there, it does immerse you and it does get you a bit more into the mechanics of the game, the feel and positive boost you get from playing. It makes you want to keep playing longer. Well, that's frustrating. So here I'm proposed with that price choice of, do I spend 300 for a 1 in 5 chance at getting the card I need, either a 2 or a king, or do I spend 500 coins for the wild? I'm going to try. Let's roll the dice here. And we got it. So we'll get a few coins back. Not a ton, but we get some of that money back. All right, so a bit of a shorter video here. I'm going to go ahead and use my stars to introduce Ariel. Let's claim the clams. There you go. So we're slowly making progress. We're still about 5 stars away. It's about 5 levels away. So we'll be there around level 19. Level 20 is around the point where we'll be getting into scene 3, which, if I'm not mistaken, was the Lion King. Yeah. Hakuna Matata. One of my favorites. And we still have the offer. What we did see is some new mechanics. We have those cards on the board. I talked a bit about how you strategically trigger pop-ups to remind the player to take actions you want to reinforce, like inviting friends, or, I imagine the next time I play after I complete a match, I'm going to get that limited offer, the starter pack pop up again, or I might see it when I log in. So I am curious to see what happens there. There is typically a strategy on priority. The first thing they're going to give you when I come back, if it's been over 40 minutes, is my bonus. And then they'll trigger an offer. And if they don't trigger an offer, they're going to want me to just play a match and then trigger an offer. And yeah, we saw the first time purchase offer, $2.99. Uses a lot of the elements you see in these starter packs and gets my approval. I think the criticism is two things. One, it doesn't match the store. So in the store for $2.99 you get 8,000 coins, whereas in the offer it's saying 7,500. So there's a bit of discrepancy, a bit of friction there. And two, it says limited, but I'm not seeing a timer. Typically, if you want to really push for a higher conversion rate, you use a timer to add time pressure on the player to say, like, if you don't buy this, you're going to lose it. They're taking more of a soft approach here with this offer, but we'll see if it does suddenly become a time limited offer at some point. Like if I don't buy it after 7 days, maybe then the timer kicks in and says, hey, this is going to be gone now. You've been playing for 7 days. Your chance to buy the starter pack is about to come to an end. So we'll have to wait and see if that's a tactic that they leverage. But for now, pretty impressed with finally hitting the first monetization lever. And I'm sure there's more to come as we progress. So stay tuned and thanks for watching.